Say your goal for math is I regroup decimals. So regrouping is something we do when we add and when we subtract. Today we're going to be working on the adding aspect of this with decimals. So I'm going to go over the 3 different ways that we can add, and then you will apply these to your decimals. So the first one is called new groups above. And this is probably what most of you do. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with a problem that doesn't have decimals. So let's start with 3,769 plus, and we line up our place value. So our number is 587. So I'm going to start in my hundreds spot, 587. Now, I'm just going to add these. And when I have more than 10, I'm going to regroup it above. So 9 plus 7 is 16. I write down my 6, and when I regroup, it goes up top or above. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 8 is 15. I write down my 5, and I carry it above. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 5 is 13. I write my 3 down. I regroup my 1 above, and then 1 plus 3 is 4. So my answer is 4,357. So this is called new groups above because when I have more than 10 in any column, that goes over here. So we can apply this to our decimals. If we have the number 44 and 25 hundredths and 8 and 96 hundredths, I can add these by making my new groups above. So 5 plus 6 is 11. I write down my 1 and I carry the 1 from my 10 spot up there. Then I have 1 plus 2 plus 9, which is 12. So I write down the 2 and I carry the 1. I'm going to remember to drop my decimal down there. I'll put the whole thing on there. Okay. 1 plus 4 plus 8 is 13. So I write down the 3 and I carry the 1 again up top or above. And then 1 plus 4 is 5. So my answer is 53 and 21 hundredths. So that is new groups above. That is one way we can add. The second way, which is a newer way, so if you are asking oftentimes adults or parents for help, they don't probably know this way. I just learned this way when I started teaching. So it is kind of new. This one's called new groups below. So in this instance, any regrouping is going to be done below. So we will start again with the exact same problem to model this. So 3,769 plus 584. So I have the same numbers. We're just going to regroup differently this time. So 9 plus 4 is 13. So I'm going to write my 3 down here, and then my 1 actually goes right here. So you can see the 13 really nice and easily there. Now I have 6 plus 8, which is 14, plus my 1, which is 15. So I'm going to write down my 5, and I'm going to carry my 1 right here. So I have 7 plus 5, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13. Carry my 1 right there. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. So we still got the exact same answer, 4,353. The only difference is that instead of putting our 1s up top when we had more than 10 in a column, we put our 1s down here. And sometimes that helps you to see, like, this is 13, and this was 15, and this was 13. So it can help you to see your numbers a little better. So we can apply this with decimals. So we'll, again, do that exact same problem from last time. 44 and 25 hundredths plus 8 and 96 hundredths. And again, we're regrouping below. So 5 plus 6 is 11. There's my 11. I regrouped below. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So there's 12. I can see 1, 2, 12. I'll drop down my decimal. 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So I write down the 3 and I carry the 1. I can see the 13 right there. And then 4 plus 1 is 5. So I have 53 and 21 hundredths still. So that is the second way. So we have regroup above, regroup below. And then the last way is called subtotals. So this is doing each one essentially on its own. So we will do the exact same problems again. 3,769 plus 584. I'm gonna need a little more space. Okay. So the way we do this is we do each part by itself. So 9 plus 4, I'm in my ones, that is 13. Now I move to 6 plus 8, but because I'm in my tens, it's actually 60 plus 80. So that's 140. Then I can do 700 plus 500, which is 1,300. And then I can do 3,000 plus nothing, which is 3,000. Now the important thing to do with these is make sure that you line up your place values, and then you get to add them all together. So I get 3 and 5 and 4 and 4. So I have 4,453. So you do each one on its own and add it all up. Now we can do this with our decimals as well. So if we have 44 and 25 hundredths plus 8 and 96 hundredths, we would again just use that same method. So 5 hundredths plus 6 hundredths is going to be 11 hundredths. And then 9 tenths plus 2 tenths is going to be 11 tenths, which actually turns into 1 and 1/10. And then 4 plus 8 is going to be 12. And then 40 plus nothing is going to be 40. And then I would add them all together. And I didn't really leave myself room for that, so I'm gonna do that over here. I get 1, 2, 3, 5, 53 and 21 hundredths. So you can use any of these methods to add your decimals today. The important thing is to choose one, practice it, and continue to work with it. I am going to walk you through 2 of the problems that are in your workbook assignment for the day so that you can ensure that you're doing them right. So the first one I'm going to walk you through is number 14. And number 14 is already stacked for you, which is super nice. So it says 203 and 5 hundredths plus 48 and 9 tenths. So the first thing that I would do to help me is I would put a 0 right here, because then that helps me hold the place beneath that 5. So I know that things are lined up. So I have 5 plus 0, and that is 5, and 0 plus 9, and that is 9. And I'm going to put my decimal point down. And now I have 3 plus 8, which is 11. So that's the regrouping. I need to choose how I want to regroup. And I'm going to regroup with groups below. So this is 11. And then 0 plus 4 plus 1 is 5. And 2 plus nothing is 2. So I got 251 and 95 hundredths. And the second example I wanted to show you was number 18. And number 18 is not stacked. Number 18 just has 2 numbers right next to each other. So 0 and 37 hundredths plus 0 and 15 hundredths. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to stack your numbers. So we're going to put 0 and 37 plus, I'm going to line up my decimal points, and 15. Now I need to think about which kind of regrouping do I want to do. I'm going to stick to new groups below. So 7 plus 5 is 12. I write down my 2 and I carry my 1. I can easily see how that's 12. 3 plus 1 is 5. And then I add my decimal point, my 0. If I forgot those, I would have the answer 52. And that is not right because this is really 52 hundredths. And that's the difference of paying someone $52 or 52 cents. So please make sure that you work really hard to line up your decimals and regroup them. Choose any of the ways that were shown today. Good luck, scholars.